But let me just say, having seen what Dan put into this film, I know all of you have done the exact same thing. Years of your lives, so much sacrifice to make this a reality. And so, Katha, thank you for putting this together, for giving everything to it. And I know that Councilmember Dromm and I support everything that you do, and I'm glad that festivals exist like this to make sure that your visions are seen by so many other people, and it's just great to be here, great to be a part of it, great to support it, and great that everybody loves Queens. Both those of us who identify as such and the borough. I just have to say that. It's a layup. So with that, just thank you, congratulations to all of you. You should all be very, very proud. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Katha. And let me just start off by saying congratulations to all the filmmakers, to everybody that has been involved in all the screenings that we're going to see over the next few weeks here in the borough of Queens. You know, about 6 years ago, Katha came to my office when the Queens World Film Festival was in a state of disarray.
Queens International.
Yes.
Queens International.
Formerly known as.
Those breaks a little bit on that.
And wasn't quite sure what was going to go on or what was going to happen, but definitely Katha and Don as well had an idea, and they wanted to continue this tradition of showing films in Queens because they believed that the borough of Queens deserved a film festival of this stature. And so we tried to do everything that we could to support her, to get her places where she could have screenings. Some places had no heat in the middle of February and March, but we pulled it off. And now here we are. This is the 6th one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And look how it's grown, Katha. This is absolutely incredible. And now, of course, it's expanded to this museum, and that's great. Katha, Don, everybody, all the filmmakers, congratulations to you. It's great to be here and see everybody. Congratulations.
My name is Goodman. I'm the Executive Director of the Museum of Moving Image. This is David Schwartz. It's my favorite thing when, you know, Todd Haynes was here last week, and Saoirse Ronan from Brooklyn and so on. Little Bub the Cats. Okay, but for me, what's wonderful is being able to take part in programs that present the work of filmmakers who might, at some point, have much bigger egos and handlers and publicists and agents, but right now we get to know them at a very important time in their career. And it's especially exciting to know that so much homegrown talent that's in the festival and how it reflects this rapidly evolving creative landscape in Queens. And again, it's not just a place to sleep, it's a place to make art. To be part of this festival in an expanded way this year. We were with them, they had their opening night in their first year, but we've expanded our partnership with them this year. There will be many screenings in the Bartell's Theater of your films. Opening night will be here, and we're co-presenting 3, I call them spotlight programs in our Redstone Theater that are going to be absolutely wonderful, featuring 2 people who aren't here yet, and you'll find out a little bit more about that later. But I especially, on behalf of the Moving Image, want to thank Don and Katha for their amazing work. We are part of the Kaufman Arts District here at the museum. We are one of 3 anchors, the other 2 being, of course, Kaufman Astoria Studios, where Sesame Street, Orange is the New Black, and George Clooney was there a little while ago, but has been there since 1920, starting as Paramount Pictures East Coast headquarters. So you're breathing movie history while you're here, and also the Queens Council on the Arts, the supporter of the festival, and our neighbor next door.
I'm with Debra Markowitz at the Queens World Film Festival Media Day, and Debbie, isn't it 3 movies that you have in this?
Well, I actually have 4. 2 of them that I wrote, directed, cast, and produced. One that I cast and produced, and one that I just cast. So I have 2 movies that are pretty much mine, and then other 2 movies that I worked on.
Okay, so now what do you have in here? Do you have Leaving, and do you want to tell us the movies that are here?
Sure. Leaving is mine, as well as The Last Taxi Driver. And then I cast and produced Living with the Dead with Christine Vartoughian, who's the director-writer, and Joe Halsey sneaking around back there. And also I cast Junkie Heaven, which is in here.
Okay, so now they're all quite different because you have Last Taxi Driver is comedic, and it has to do with zombies. It's apocalyptic. It's the end of the world. And then you have Leaving, which is it's a spiritual film, right? And then explain what else you have going, because they're all unique.
I know. Well, Living with the Dead is just this magnificently written feature about an 18-year-old whose 19-year-old boyfriend kills himself and the journey that goes after that. It's a coming-of-age movie, but I'm going to let Christine talk about that because that's her film. But yeah, Leaving and you know, obviously Taxi are very different, and my new projects, By Blood and Couple of Guys, are completely different than that. So I kind of like to, whatever moves me at the moment is what I do.
So now you're affiliated with the Long Island International Film Expo. How does it feel to be in the Queens World Film Festival?
I love being on the other side of the festival circuit. It's amazing. So much fun.
And how excited are you when your film is accepted into a festival?
I love it. I love it. I love sitting in the audience and watching what everybody around me does and how they receive it. I love when they laugh in the right places. I love when they cry in the right places. So
yeah. And you have one of the stars with you now, Joseph A. Halsey, and I'm going to talk to him next.
Okay, he's right over there.
Good luck to you, Deb.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, Deb. I'm in all her
Come
movies.
on,
Just
step
say that.
in, step in.
Just say I'm in Deb's movies.
I want to congratulate you on the Best Actor Award that you won at the Macabre Film Festival. You're very deserving of it. And you earned that for Junkie Heaven, right?
Junkie Heaven, yes. Nice little role about a real family guy. Can you tell by the title?
Well, the movie was a little difficult to watch, as I've said before, but you portrayed the character so well. It has to do with the devil and addiction and what transpires has something to do with saving one's soul, etc., right?
Yeah, I mean, he's basically, you know, I mean, metaphorically, he's just on a course to try and heal himself, you know, and to beat this battle of addiction, which is running rampant nowadays.
Right. Now, you're also in Leaving, though, aren't you?
And then I play a little, like, nice, happy hippie guy in Leaving who's literally, in a sense, haunted by his wife. And, you know, he's a family guy and loves his kids, very, very laid back, unlike the junkie character.
Now, what else do you have coming up? I understand that you have a web series coming up that you're filming right now, right?
Yeah, Deb's in the process of getting all that together. By Blood is being released. That was fun with Russ Camarda and all the team. And, you know, we'll see what comes down. Whatever happens, I just go and do what I'm asked to do. That's it. I'm like, you know, are you ready? Okay, I'll be there.
Hey, and he's good at following direction. Best of luck to you, Joe.
Thank you, dear. You're the best.
Mwah. At least I got a kiss.
Walking in right now, and it's really an honor. People have been asking us, why did you choose Melvin Van Peebles as your Spirit of Queens? He's a maverick. He started going in a direction that he didn't even know where it was going to go, and so that really epitomizes our festival. And it is so gratifying that 6 years later, look at what we're building. You're part of something huge, and as the screens shrink all over this country and all over the world, the opportunity to screen your work has got to come back to the communities. Film is for the community. Right. You're going to hear me say this on opening night. You're going to hear some of our associates say it. And I really hope I can get through it without crying, because it's very, very meaningful to me. But from the beginning of time, we have gathered in the darkened caves around the flickering lights to share our stories. Obviously, we've upgraded the caves. The flickering lights are now zeros and ones. The impulse to gather. The impulse to tell your story. The impulse to sit next to somebody who looks nothing like you, and he gasps at what you've gasped at. There's a woman in Nepal who sent her film to us. Can you imagine? That was not financed by her father or her dentist. At a time in that part of the world where ideas are scary, and women perhaps shouldn't have.
How you did it, you know, your story about how you started making independent feature films. Do you want to start, Melvin?
Well, I was driving a cable car one day, which I wasn't even supposed to be able to drive, and a guy says, and something, Jesus is interesting, and I go down, and I'll write a book. I got fired. What are you doing writing a book? A book about a cable car. Meantime, just a little before I got fired, the guy said, oh, look at this book here. It's like a movie. That's how I went into movies.
Not to be missed, all of it. I'm not going to pick out any one film or filmmaker or venue and say, well, this is blah, 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 because that would be a disservice to everyone else. I really feel strongly that all of the films are worthy of winning something, and maybe one day just being in this film festival is all you need to have. But I will say that you can't, one thing I would talk about is Melvin's film, Sweetbacks Baadasssss Song, and Susan's film, Smithereens. Those I can recommend wholeheartedly without having any lost sleep, and suggest you do make them. Also, we have a special screening here in the Festival of Saving Jamaica Bay, produced by Dan Hendrick and David Segal. So without any further ado, oh yes, nominees will be announced on Valentine's Day. That'll gift to you. And now for the sizzle reel. Thank you.
If you're planning to catch a flick this weekend, you can get a unique international film experience right here in Queens. Queens World Film Festival.
Queens World Film Festival.
True stories.
We're having a great time. It's a fabulous event. I'm Katha Cato, the Executive Director of the Queens World Film Festival, here to tell you what's new this year. We have incredible films from around the world and around the corner. These films are breathtakingly moving, action-packed, hysterical, beautiful works of art that we can't wait to share with all of you.
I said we could have sex. What more does he want?
Intimacy, affection. You know, some flowers would be nice.
There's not a soul that hasn't felt lost.
Can the baby saved is the big question. It's going to take a massive effort.
I think it was all part of this little, she's just this feisty little bulldog that you keep, kicking away. And so I think that kind of tenacious, even though she's quite thin and kind of gawky in her manner, and it's just part of the attitude. I think the walk came out the attitude.
When I see this photo, it reminds me of Nat Turner or someone like from the slavery days running for their freedom.
Black films, or what that is, films they call black films, were never shown first run. I said, why is that? I said, because a black film has never made money. Well, how would you know? You never made a black film. You made white fantasies of what you hope black people would take.
So when we seen that projected on the screen, all it did was help to empower us even more. Yeah, this has finally got it right.
The letter A.
A number we're seeing to all of us every day.
She had a Band-Aid on it.
Never knew the number. I just know there was an A in front of numbers.
4.
I don't remember anything about it, and I wish I did.
9.
It's a recognition of something I've never acknowledged.
7.
He's not the type of person that would have a tattoo. So for him to do it shows how much it means to him.
Well, everybody does something.
No, not me.
You're killing me, Clark. At least pretend to be interesting.
No, wait. I can't read.
It's for a while now. Our shifts change after next week.
Stay here. I got this.
Ready?
I just want to be admired.
Where's your wife? Where's Chloe?
So we started giving cameras to a few of the families
متصورة هلا لأنه بالنسبة للناس الثانيين هي مش أشياء اعتيادية.
Because after all those stupid cliches poured out that rare feeling of home, 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 all those deep rents that had made me cry lonely, lonely, lonely all year. After all those stupid cliches flooded me with hope. After all that, it is over.
My mom didn't want me to marry you.
Digi, I love you, and that's who I am.
Paris, Rio, vibration, Bolivia, raised chinchillas,
Chinchillas.
As an indie filmmaker and as a woman producer of indie films, that Susan is going to be, that we're doing a tribute to Susan's first feature film, Smithereens. That is going to show also in the Redstone Theater. And this is very meaningful to me for many reasons, not only because I've followed Susan's career from the very beginning, but also because through IndieCollect, we are the people who rescued her original A and B roll 16mm film negative and arranged for it to be archived at the Academy Film Archive, the archive of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. When I took over, when I founded IndieCollect, it was precisely with the intention of saving thousands and thousands of independent movies that people don't realize are at risk of extinction. We took custody of approximately 45 16 and 35 film negatives that had been stored for decades and decades at DuArt Film Labs, one of the preeminent independent film labs in the country, based here in New York City. But not only have we been working to find archives to take all those negatives, or in some cases return them to the filmmakers who might have forgotten, and in many cases did forget that their negatives were still there. But we are also focused on saving digital films. All of you filmmakers in this room need to know these three letters, LTO. I bet you 99.9% of you are saving your films on hard drives or in the cloud. You need to be making LTO preservation masters of all of your films, and we are going to be helping you to do that. So this is the message of IndieCollect. Do not take for granted that our independent film history is just going to be saved by what? By thanks to the gods? No, we have to take very active steps now before it's too late to save all these films.
The question, whether it's black, white, Hispanic, male, female, transgender, whatever, is that independent filmmakers need to keep making films. It's all about the need to keep producing your work. And what is I can be cynical about a lot of things in today's industry, but the thing I am optimistic about, which is different now than it was when I was working 30 some odd years ago, and perhaps you as well, is that now the outlet for these films is so much greater because of the internet, because of just various distribution sources. Back in the day when everything was shot on film, first of all, it was way more expensive to make independent films, and there were less means of distribution. So today, I think, I am optimistic about the fact that anyone with a a cell phone. I mean, if anyone saw, was it Tangerine? Amazing film on an iPhone. If you have, it's about the idea these days, not so much about getting that, pulling together that money from friends, family, whatever. And to me, that's encouraging. But it is all about, because more people are making movies, we have to be on top of our game in terms of what we want to make movies about.
I'm here with Melvin Van Peebles, and he has a wonderful movie in this film festival, and it's called Sweetbacks
Baadasssss Song.
Now, I have to ask you this. How did you come up with the title? And give us a quick synopsis of what your movie is about.
Well, the title is just how people talk all the time, and the guy's name is Sweetback, and he said, "What are you singing about, or what are your thoughts?" I said, "That's his song, and if it's a tough song or something, it's a badass song."
Yeah. You seem like a very real people. Do you think that's why everybody gravitates to you? You're very approachable and real.
Yeah, no problem. But that's not people. That's my public.
That's right. That's your public. Now, do you have something that you're going to move on to next? Do you have something in mind to make?
I can't talk about that because her husband might be listening.
I think he left. He had to put money in his meter.
Oh, in that case, yeah.
Now, let me ask, are you a singer yourself?
It depends who you ask. But I do albums and quite successful and so forth that I sing, yes.
Yeah. Now, are you into modern technology? Do you do websites, etc.?
What do you mean when you say do I do them? You mean do I make? Are
you on websites? Do you tweet? Do you do Facebook? Are you into social connection?
Well, you see, I'm not clear on the question. When you say do I do them, you mean?
Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on the internet with a website?
I look at it. I listen to it all the time. Do I? Just like a radio, I have a radio. That doesn't mean I do a radio. I'm just not sure what you mean.
I correct myself. If somebody wanted to reach you on Twitter or on Facebook, can they see your name and contact you there?
They can probably see my name. I doubt if they contact me. They have to go telephone.
Oh, okay. So you like the telephone. So how important is it to you to be in this film festival?
Like or dislike, I just don't have it. No. That's why. Go ahead.
So now, how excited are you to be in the Queens World Film Festival, your movie?
I think it's terrific. This is not the first time I've been here, and I think each time it's just a terrific place. The nice thing they do, they support. That's why I came.
Good. Well, the best of luck to you with your film.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here with Katha Cato, and she's the co-founder, along with Don, of the Queens World Film Festival. Katha, you have so much interest. You could tell the buzz here today on Media Day. This is going to be a fabulous festival this year.
Well, thank you so much. This is our first press conference, and we're calling it a media mixer. And my job really is to make sure that all of you know the incredible work that's in this festival so that the people of Queens can come and see incredible international films.
I know. I live on Long Island now, but I grew up in Queens, in Jackson Heights. I went to school in Astoria, so my heart and soul is always going to be in Queens. And it's so funny because I used to live down the block from Pier 69.
Where in Jackson? Oh, I live down the block from Jackson Heights. From
78th off Roosevelt.
We're at 75th off 35th. We are practically neighbors.
I know. I went to St. Joan of Arc.
Oh, yes, of course, of course.
Yeah. But I wanted to tell you that we have something in common that you don't even know about.
Uh-oh.
You were in the movie Stuff, right?
I was briefly, but I had to bow out for Did you take the role?
I took your place! I didn't even know that.
I'm
Isn't
so
that
happy.
A small world.
It is. It's wonderful, and you know that small world is because of the Long Island International Film Expo.
Yes, I know. And Deborah had called me, and I never knew it was you until just before we got here, and she mentioned to me that you were originally slated to have the role of Grandma and stuff.
That is so funny. You know, I'd had a very bad health situation, and it just became a little bit too much for me at the time, and I'm thrilled because, you know, it happened for the right reason. I'm thrilled for you. I'm sure you did a beautiful job.
I know, I did, but this is something that you might be happy about, but they gave almost all my lines to Grandpa.
Well, you know, you need to watch Grandpa. I could tell that he was a line grabber.
I know.
No, what's his name? He's a wonderful person.
Greg, and he has a great look to him, and he was there the first day, so he was in on what was going on. But that was fine. I was glad to get my foot in the door by any stretch of the imagination, and I think that's what's so interesting, and that's also what makes the festival so good, is you have a keen eye because you're an actress, and your husband is also an actor and a filmmaker.
Yes, yes. Well, my husband chooses all of the films, and he does all of the curation, and I try to just make sure that everybody that needs to be in the room is in the room.
Well, that's a big job. And you had those wonderful trailers that you showed, which I did take the liberty of taping. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to put it in the show so that everybody can see the fabulous films that you're going to have this year. And tell us the show dates. The dates are in March.
Yes, March 15th through the 20th. We have 144 films from 23 nations. We have several from Long Island, which we're very excited about. The quality of work from Long Island is extraordinary, as is all around the world. And it's 6 days, 5 screens, 4 venues, and you.
Be there or be square. You want to give us the website?
Oh, of course. It's queensworldfilmfestival.com. Like us on Facebook. You know, we're all in middle school. We want to be liked. But please follow us and get involved. You're not going to be sorry.
Thank you so much, Katha. Here with Christine Vartoughian, and she was the writer and director of Living with the Dead, which I have to say was a very well-made movie.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now, did you have anything personal that led you to write that story?
Yeah, there were a couple things. There was just like this really difficult time period in my life where I kind of decided I needed to get away from my everyday life, and kind of like the character runs away from home, I kind of left and had to get some space. Yeah.
Is this the first movie that you've written?
I've written several movies, but this is my first feature film.
Okay. And now what about directing? Is this your first directing project?
I directed a short film that was actually at the Queens World Film Festival when it was the first year, so it was still called International, and this is my first feature film.
Yeah, I had a festival, I believe it was the first or second year, called Taught to Hate. But it's really grown since then, and I just love this space. We're in the Museum of the Moving Image in Queens, and isn't it just beautiful? It's almost heavenly, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, every time I step in here, I don't want to
I am here with Mother of the Week, and I take exception to that because I'm Mother of the Week. This is Jennifer Jiles, and she is the co-writer and lead actress in a very hot movie that's here at the Queens World Film Festival. Am I right?
Yes, this is amazing.
And you know what really interests me? She's a former Rockette. Now, if you guys didn't know, I always wanted to be a Rockette, but somehow never got to it. So I always seem to gravitate towards the Rockettes. Now, did being a Rockette influence the movie at all?
Well, when I was a Rockette, I always wanted to stick out. And I got the job as having to fit in. But here as Mother of the Week, really, my real life influenced this film. I have 2 kids of my own. I am the Mother of the Week. I'm trying to do everything for everybody the whole time, and it is, my life is a comedy or tragedy or whatever you want to, just like yours.